HQ, slow down. Mr. Fantastic, what's popping?
Yo, what up? What up?
What's good? Your mic look kind of loud.
My bad. Is it good now?
Yes, sir. Question, comment, or smoke?
Of course, man. Come on, smoke. Shout out to all the ladies out here tonight. Again, I'm just gonna be try to be as factual and keep it at that. The reason as to why there's so many things said because for so long black women have gaslit and intentionally said things to make black men lesser than. That's facts. Everybody from Oprah to you guys are the most educated. That was a lie. So the reason why we started saying and properly saying it is that you guys were the most enrolled because somehow you guys lied for years on years on years, claiming that you're the most educated when you were never the most educated. You were just the most enrolled. Enrolling does not equal education. That just means you're going to get that FAFSA money and whatever those grants you qualify until you flunk out or whatnot, what have you, right? Also, now that's a good way to get more benefits for women that have kids. If you want to get more subsidies, food stamps or Section 8 stuff like that, you can enroll in school. The other part of it, this whole thing about men competing, black men want to compete with black women. No, black men don't want to compete with black women. Black women are gaslighting again and saying they want to compete because for the first time we're finally speaking out and calling out all the lies that's purposely been said again to knock down and denigrate the black man. Like Hemp said, perfect example, the super chat that somebody just said, she said black men not marrying black women anyway. And again, we're marrying all at 87% rate, just like dating in the majority. But this is a narrative that keeps getting said, and if no one combats it, it's going to keep happening. What's the girl? Ebony K. Williams hopped on Breakfast Club and said black women were the most educated, which was a lie. She also said black women were the most homeowners or something like that, which was a lie. The girl that was on The View, she said black women were the most educated and they made more money than black men. Black women do not make more money than black men. These are all lies and this is all propaganda being put out again to denigrate the black man and make the black man look like he's lesser than and that the black woman is in charge versus vice versa, right? What's the way things are supposed to be. So a lot of these things you guys are bringing up, you're not being honest, or I'm not saying you're not being honest. Maybe you're not seeing the bigger picture and you're just not knowing the details as to how things really are. Black men don't compete with black women. You have no reason to. You guys have more degrees, but we make more money. And just the fact of the matter that you're saying that all women go to school more than all men, Asian, white, Hispanic, all groups, all women attend more college than the men do. Men have ways to make money outside of a degree. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of blue collar guys and a lot of trade guys out here that have a whole bunch of money. Another thing too, like you saw about the businesses, COVID and all that stuff was a major thing. I know I said 2019, but you guys jumped even more post COVID when you guys had a lot more money open up to you. The reason why black women are able to get more businesses and get more grants, get more loans, get more money is because you were a two-hit minority versus the black man who's only a one. You're a minority and you're a female. So two-hit minority opens you up to way more grants, way more loans, way more things that black men may not account for. And then furthermore, the poverty level, which you make less money, that opens you up to more, and having children opens you up to more too. So you guys have far more hits on things that gives you an advantage over the black man that simply has to work hard, do what he has to do with his own means and without pretty much any help from anybody outside sources. All right. So that's just that for now. And I'll go with whatever else I guess comes up.
I think you said a lot there.
Yeah, it's a lot to attach to.
I can't disagree that it's some sort of propaganda going on, but I think that's what a lot of things. I don't know. I can't really disagree with you painting a picture that is propaganda, and it could be. But why do you know all that? Like, what happened to you to make you want to learn that? Oh, it's just seeing it, hearing it. What is?
Well, no, My bad. I don't want to cut
Yeah,
you off.
what is it because you saw it on the news and it being perpetuated in YouTube? Like, what made you want to ensure that you knew that black women were not doing better than you, so to speak? Because you were just rattled that off. What made you want to know that all those things?
Can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. So, what made me learn it is me actually waking up to the facts in the matter. Just like when you learn something that you
Mhm.
thought was one way the whole time, but then you find out the truth. And the most important thing when you find out the truth, you're supposed to tell it and spread the word to everybody else.
Mm.
This has been going on for as long as I've been living, and black men have been treated as toilets, second class citizens, and everything else. In not just American society, but amongst the black community itself. So, as a man, and for the man to step into his proper place, the man needs to know that a lot of these things are lies and they're purposely being told to keep him thinking that he's in servitude or he's behind the woman. The woman is the leader. The woman is doing better. The woman is the person who makes all the calls and all these things. So as a man, if you know this and you do not tell other men this, then you're not standing up to your manly duties to tell the truth, do what's right, and spread out the message that's never been put out before.
Mhm. So, what should or could men do to, I guess, change the narrative? Like, what should happen? More of this? You think we need another 10 years of this? Um, saying things about black women. Like, what's the answer now for
Well,
black
well, my
women?
my my answer my answer to you would be a question. How long have black women had saying all of this propaganda and these lies without black men commenting at all? Because it's not at 10 years. Black men have not been speaking about this for 10 years. We haven't. But I
I
give
just,
you five at most. Five
okay,
at
fine.
five
I
years
just
at
threw
my
a
bad.
number out there because I'm trying to ask questions and understand at the same time. Hmm.
So just so you know, black women have at least a 40-year run. It's been going on
Hmm.
since definitely since the 80s, but you could argue possibly before that. But without a doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt, since the 80s, there's been a propaganda machine that black women gladly participated in to again diminish the image and the reputation of black men on a national and global scale.
Okay. You think all black women? Oh no, you said some, right? Not all,
Yeah, I
though,
never
right?
said all.
Not
When
all.
I'm saying black men, I'm never saying all. I'm just saying to the loud, like Hamp said, and shout out to Hamp. The thing is, you guys are and I'm not saying this negatively, but just to give an example, you guys are quick to say sexy red ain't me, sexy red ain't me, sexy red ain't me, but then you aren't saying any of the other things that are in support of to clean up the things that aren't true. Like the most educated and black women make more money than black men. Black women have more businesses, but you're not giving the context to those businesses being because they, what I'm saying, account for more grants, loans, and these things, along with not talking about how many of those businesses fail, right? So that's what I'm
We
saying.
don't do the research on that. That's probably why we can't speak to it. But there hasn't been an area of interest. Well, for me, hasn't been an area of interest to do any research on those things because I don't really think about those things.
So
Now I
so
do a little bit,
so what
but
you're saying is you just heard something, you went along with it, then, right? That's what you're saying.
like what? Like what? Give me an
Well, the fact
example.
that black women were the most educated.
I didn't go along with anything. You haven't seen me go
You
along
never.
with
I'm
anything.
asking. I'm not accusing. I'm asking you the question. Well, I guess I said. So,
Yeah.
the question I'm asking, I'm gonna rephrase it because I said what you're saying is. So I'm asking you. So you've never went along with the narrative, or you've never combated another black woman when she said black women are the most educated.
No, because I didn't know. I never researched the statistics on my own.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So in essence, you did go along with it. When you hear something that's untrue being said, or something that you're unsure about that's being said, and it goes unchallenged. This is how things like this happens. When a lie is never ever challenged, that lie gets to run. You know what I'm saying, and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So and that's why I say we have this long, long run of black women being unabated in saying whatever and everybody going along with it, right?
Well, they say
Black
a
men
lot of things. They say a lot of things. So I can't see myself trying to combat everything and research everything, and while I'm trying to also live live some sort of lifestyle. I I don't see myself. There's a lot of things that, would you
Yeah, but
agree with that?
it's no benefit for you in combating it. So you don't care. I mean, I'm not saying that negatively, but what reason would you have to combat it? You're not a black man. You're actually benefiting from whatever lies or whatever propaganda is being said. So why would you?
So wouldn't that lend to there being a level of insecurity in a sense, like to this point, there's like a level of insecurity, the fact that you feel like you need to research something and you want to, well, there's nothing wrong with researching because I saw your eyes. There's nothing wrong with researching, but the fact that you feel like you have to try to go out there and make sure you say, okay, well, I don't like what's being perpetuated and we're not this and we're not that. And no, that's all the women that are not doing that and they're not doing this. The fact that you feel like you need to do that in a sense is seeming like you have a level of insecurity in yourself as a man. And just based off of what I'm hearing, what you're saying, it almost seems like that's what it sounds like. You don't like what's being perpetuated for women, but women are not going out there and looking at statistics and saying, okay, well, we want to do better than men. And we want to make sure that they're not saying this about us. We're just going out and getting degrees and wanting to make more money just because that's what we want to do. But men are feeling like they have to go out and find all the statistics because they don't like what's being put out there in regards to what women are doing versus them. So it sounds like a level of insecurity.
Okay. So again, that's shaming. I'm not insecure because I want to. So if you, let's say you got a brand new car, right, or something, and you read the ownership manual, does that make you insecure because you want to know the facts about the car you have? That's just a very poor line of logic to say that someone is insecure simply because you want to know the facts versus, again, the lies and propaganda that is affecting you negatively. It has nothing to do with me as an individual. I'm not intimidated of any black woman on the planet whatsoever.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, but I can only speak for me. I can't speak for black men as a whole. I would like to think I'm speaking for black men as a collective, at least a certain part of it, not a majority. But again, this narrative that black men are insecure when it comes to black women, when black men have always been doing better as we should, is proof to the fact of that. That just makes no sense. Despite not having the education, you still make more money. Black men are more successful. And the thing, to the point, that's another point I wanted to make too. You guys are getting degrees, but you actually aren't making more money. You know what I'm saying? You're not making more money, but you're going to more debt because you're getting useless degrees in the majority.
But
even
maybe
these
women
degrees.
But did it ever occur to you that maybe we're not trying to make more money than you? We're just trying to make more money to be comfortable?
No. I'm not saying, I didn't say than you. Not in comparison to the man. I'm saying overall. So when you guys get these bachelor's degrees, master degrees, doctorate degrees, you're getting degrees in the non-STEM degrees and non-profitable degrees. So what you end up with is a whole bunch of debt and actually no profit at all. Yeah, maybe you make a little bit more money, but okay, how much money is that paying off to your debt to loan ratio? That's what I'm saying. So if you're in the negative because of, and I know this is to be fact because they're even medical doctors will tell you after all of their schooling and everything is covered or whatnot, what have you, at least for I want to say 1 to 2 years time, they're doing everything they can to pay down those student loans so they can be free and clear of that. And those are doctors, okay, medical doctors, right? So if medical doctors are in that hole and they have one of the highest paying, jobs you can have, and I don't, but typical.
Let's break it down. Let's break it down real quick. So essentially, the return on investment. So that degree is supposed to earn you more money. However, what you pay for that degree and then your year over year, you're not getting a return on investment. You guys understand that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it does. I do. So real quick, I think I think she had a really good question. So now what? Now that you've done all this research, what's the solution? Like, because what it sounds like is like you're armed with, that's not true. That's not true. It's propaganda. Now what? Like, how much longer are we going to go through this and saying you're not better than us? How long are we going to sit there and keep on going through y'all ain't ish? Like, what is the solution? Now that y'all have combated these stats, what is the solution? What are y'all going to do now as men? Because you're solution based.
Yeah, and also too, fantastic. If it's not affecting you, impacting you directly, what is your buy-in? Like, what is What are you doing?
It is affecting me directly. It is because
In what
again,
way? In
because
what way?
because
'Cause you
society
told us you- Mhm.
society assumes, due to the lies and the purposeful propaganda and the narrative, society assumes that a black woman is doing better than me. If that black woman is dealing with me, she's somehow dating down, or she's settling simply because I'm a black man.
If you don't
That,
believe, who cares what society thinks?
well,
Fantastic. If you
well,
don't
no,
believe,
no. And again, it's not just well,
well,
she
not
hold
you,
on,
not you. I'm talking about men.
yeah, but hold on.
I'm talking about men. I
Yeah, I
just want
understand
to have a dialogue. I just kind of want to just be
So are
engaged.
you saying that society feels that two black people together is not supposed to be? Then in essence, it's failure. What are you saying?
What I'm saying is this, is again, the narrative is that the black woman is the breadwinner. You had Dr. Umar Johnson tell this lie, even. Okay. You had Dr. Umar Johnson tell this same lie. Black
So
women
what?
make more
So
money
she's
than black
not.
men.
Okay,
It's
so it's
not
fine.
true.
She's not. So she's fine. She's not. So what? You get with the woman, she's not the breadwinner. That's so now what? Just get
Yeah.
in a relationship. Like I just think that we use these talking points to further the divide. And it's like, no, when are we going to start bridging the gap and start furthering the divide? If stuff that's wrong and you know it's wrong, great. Don't subscribe to it.
Let me get in on this.
Bridge the gap is all I'm saying. Go ahead, Cam.
Well, so one thing I think is people have to. So I think that's a good question. You know, coupling on what Sis said. I think the first rule in Alcoholics Anonymous needs to be recognized if we want to bridge the gap. What's the first rule? You guys know?
No, acknowledge there's a problem. That's fine. But I think we stay there too long, though.
No. You asked the question, right? So I'm answering the question in terms of acknowledging that you have a problem, not that there is a problem. We are talking about the problem, but we have to acknowledge, like, okay, most enrolled is not the most educated, but are people conceding the points? Are we saying that we are the most jailed black men? Are we saying, you know what? That's right. We got to change that shit and then stop saying free yayo. Are we doing those things? So people have to
Okay,
accept
hold on.
responsibility and accountability for what's happening on their side. And then I think that we can bridge a gap. But if people are in denial, the gap will never close.
Hold
So
on, hold
Ham,
on.
just hold on, sis. Let me just say something real
Clarity.
quick to Hamp's point.
Okay.
Just real quick. Hamp, that's not true either, though. But black men aren't the most jail. Black men haven't been the most jail since the 90s.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this is a perfect example right here as to what I'm saying.
Will we be disproportionately jailed? That's fair, right?
No,
Well, if
I
there's
mean,
700,000 of us in jail, 1.2 million white men in jail, that's a disproportionate number.
yeah,
because
it's disproportionate. But listen, what I'm saying, right? You see how easy that is to mesh, because at one point in time,
I messed
there
it up.
were more black men than white men in jail. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I messed it up.
It's always going to be disproportionate because you make up 13% of the population. But you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. So that stuff like that happens, and black women are still saying that also. Not only just giving their accolade, but saying false things about black men being half of y'all in jail, you know, most of y'all gay, all of these different things and whatnot, what have you.
Let me get through these super chats, and it says you jump. No, sis, go ahead and ask your question because you always forget.
I forgot.
You forgot all right. Jesus Christ. O'Shea with the $5 says, when have you heard black women say, I'm getting an education to help my husband or my future husband? Sean Brew with the says, Mr. Fantastic, 100%, and all can be researched. I'm just saying what the $5 says. Also, if if you want to get government subsidies, join the service and quit after a few years. No, not taken care of. You'll be taken care of until death. Leave your black wife so she gets nothing. Damn. Opinionated reality with the $2 says, brothers hurt off cable talk shows. Sad. The dating pool rose reaction with the $5 says 35% of black men are married. 87% of those are married to black women. 31%. That means 25. That means 65% are black. Of 65%, the bulk of black men are not married. Hence, they are not marrying their women. Okay, so she's saying since they're not married, her statement stands. But when they are married, the overwhelming majority marry their women. So what do we say if only 26% of black women are married? That they're not marrying their men either? Like what? That's one of the. So love, would you see? And you know we love HQ.
Yes, I do. I
But
like it. Yes.
this is a windmill that we need to stop doing if we're gonna come closer together, right?
Invite her up. Invite her up because I think that it's getting lost in the $5 super chat. Please.
No. But we just read it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
So,
following the.
So
I'm
to
not
break down the stat, right? To break down the stat.
following the stats.
All right, just to break down the stat. There's 100% of men, right? Out of that 100%, only 35% are married. Out of those 35%, 87% of the 35 are married to Black women.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So the remaining 65% isn't married at all. So
Correct.
technically speaking, they aren't marrying their women. You see what I'm saying? Because that 65 is single.
Yes, single and childless.
Well, no, 51% are childless, right?
Oh,
but
sorry.
65% aren't married at all. So therefore, they're not married their women. True.
Right?
They're
not married.
But now 26% of Black women are married out of the 100%.
Correct.
And out of the 26%, 93% are married to Black men.
That's what's up.
So then I'm gonna go and say, but guess what? 74% of y'all hoes ain't married, so you ain't marrying Black men. Like, no, like that's not a thing. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Or divisive, unnecessarily divisive. And the reason why I'm using HQ is because she a good sport. She don't get sensitive. I'm using this super chat. But right, that's a windmill talking point. Like, why? like why? Oh, shout out to HQ though. That's fine. That's girl. I like that. Hell yeah. Super straight with the $2 says, this is the master at subterfuge. Hey, if you just got finished playing Scrabble, just say that.
You know what I'm saying? You took your SAT yesterday. Just say that.
Damn, David. Shout out to Super Straight though.
I mean, thank you.
David Williams with the $5 says 1986, The Vanishing Black Family by CBS documented young women saying they wanted babies and no husbands. Sisterhood United Coalition. Damn. Opinionated Reality with the $2 says this divorce initiator knows all these useless.
Dang.
The voice of Venus with the $5 says, ladies, if y'all care enough, please research these stats on your own. Ellipsis. Everything he said is not accurate.
I believe that to be true, sis.
Sean Gates became a member. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you for locking in, bro. Spoon Zaza was popping with the 5 Canadian says, how dare you research Black men? You're insecure. And the sisterhood sat quiet.
Because it's real wild that he researched all the negative stats. That's why. But anyway, it'll be great.
Savage Gentleman was popping, my boy, with the $2.80 Canadian. When you ask men to cite sources, are you being insecure?
We want accuracy.
The voice of Venus with the $10 says Black men have high prison rates, high unemployment, low education rates, but you have time to focus on women's degrees instead of self-improvement. Can't tell me this is not hate.
Yes, because men need healing.
Okay, see, I fuck with this.
I like it.
Yes.
Like it?
Right.
Okay. Now, like, and I fuck with Venus, right? Like I said, she inspired this thought in my head when I was listening to her show on Saturday. I want to make sure I say that. Make sure y'all put it in the chat. It's only right? Now, right? Because when people are hyperbolic, we call it out, right? She's not wrong technically, but if it's 700,000 Black men in prison, right? But there's 20 million Black men,
less than 1%.
Okay.
Do you see how the number? You like, okay, less than 1% of these men are in jail and are in prison. But when you hear the stats, it's like, damn, they doing so bad. But then when you look at the number, you like, that's nominal. You see what I'm saying?
Same thing with DV claims, Hamp. They talk about Black men being these perpetrators of DV, and less than 1% of Black men are DV perpetrators.
No, but just in turn, because I'm asking the ladies just to look. No, I got you.
Well, okay, go down the list. How about high unemployment? Is that inaccurate?
No, it's not inaccurate. But again, it's kind of a misnomer. If we still have high unemployment, we're still making more money than you guys. And we're still making more money than a whole other race of men.
Hold on, Mr. Fantastic. Now you windmilling.
Right.
Well, no, she asked the question. I answered it. I answered it.
She's asking.
So what I'm saying, I'm not trying to. My point was not to invalidate what Venus is saying. I'm saying that it's important to dive deep into the stat to see how much merit we give it. Right?
But we didn't do that when Mr. Fantastic just shot out. He's shooting. He just shooting. I mean,
I'm not shooting. I mean, I can give you all the, I can put all the stuff.
But I'm saying,
wait, come on. No, sis, what I'm saying is you did. You said, well, why? What's the reason? Why do you know these things, etc.?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And then once we break them down, how much merit should we weigh? You feel me? Like we say it and it could be true, but then if it's 6 of us out of 2 million people, you're just like, oh, let's put them in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
I did
again.
Forgot.
But people got to speak up. Speak up no matter what. You know what I mean? Marcus with 10 ounces, brother Hamp. Very dope conversation so far. Appreciate you out. Everything that Mr. Fantastic is saying is 1,000% right. Now, some of the women won't admit it because they're on code, but the brother is right.
And so he on code too. He admitted he
I'm just saying what the 20 ball says. Mr. Fantastic had a wife and left her and the kids.
Yikes.
God, damn. $2. I mean, why do you go with that, Mr.
They love my life, man. They watch me like Bad Girls Club and motherfucking Real Housewives, bro. They know everything about Fantastic.
Every time he comes on, so yeah, people know you. Well, they think they know you pretty good.
Shiesty Bum with the $2 says Fantasia is looking too quote unquote humble. Black women, I see it.
Huh?
Big salute with the $2 says Tyrese's wife left and took her kids and is sorry now. HQ with the $5 says O'Shea, when have you heard a woman say, I'm getting educated to compete with my man?
Never.
Right.
That crossed my mind.
Ever.
She responded to O'Shea's super chat earlier about when did she say I'm getting educated to help support and push my Rolling with what's popping, Rolling with the 5 Canadian salute. I think you new here, right? Love?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Shout out Rolling. Nay, researching a subject is not insecurity. That's is so foolish. What are you doing? What you're doing is projecting. Nay is versed in sign language.
Well, what am I projecting? Because I'm not researching y'all. I'm not worried.
Will Viper Will the $5 says, Nate, was it insecurity when we all done research regarding to slavery? I am Rhythm Son. Salute. Welcome with the $5 says, ego is the problem. Unalive the ego, and the majority of these issues will be solved, but this requires self-reflection, not the judgment of others.
I like it. I agree with that.
Yeah, but when I gave you the AA thing, you try to fuck it up. I said the same goddamn thing. Jesus Christ! Because he got a cool name. You want to?
Yeah.
My name is Hampton. Well, never mind. Let me. Bob with the $10 says, why would a black man marry a black woman being beyond having kids you want of the same race? Honest question that doesn't get asked.
I don't understand the question. Wait. Why would a black?
What's the benefit of marrying a black woman aside from the fact that you want your kids to be, for all intents and purposes, 100% black? Like, what's the benefit of marrying a black woman as opposed to a woman of another race?
Or if you don't know the answer to that question, whatever. Okay.
Damn. Well, we could try to answer. Let me just get through these. Just saying what the fellow says. I was saying Mr. Fantastic left wife and child so his black fam wouldn't get his government benefits. He is sitting back on disability collecting till death.
We knew what you were saying, sis. We got you.
Yeah. Jesus pals with the fellow says about 59% of black women who are 25 years old or older have gone to college, but only around 35% of them have finished with a college degree. Joel with the $5 says, if the men in prison and unemployed men are undesirable to women, why do they even get mentioned? What does that help? Ashton Weems with the $5 says, I got you, Fantastic. Elizabeth Nay with that magician hat.
Black girl magic, baby.
Ashton Weems with the $5 says,
okay.
NTAT, what's popping with the $5 says, hey girl, fantastic, my dude. It makes no difference what you do. God damn. Fantastic. No, mommy, go downstairs. Bye. I love you. Fantastic, my dude. It makes no difference what you do or how good you do it for some. For some, most black women, it won't be good enough. If she ride, cool. If not, walk. Dating pool with the $5 says, look at NCES stats. Black women have gotten more degrees than black men, period, on every level.
All women